Remember, this show is PG-13, so you might hear a naughty word or two. Welcome to GymCastic. We have a new national champion. Paris Olympic champion Hezly Rivera is your new national all-around champion. Leanne Wong gets second, an automatic invite to camp, tying the highest vault score in the world tonight with her chung. Sky Blakely had the highest scores on bars and beam on day 2, and she should also 100% be on the world team if you're asking me. It is August 10th, 2025, and welcome to the #1 gymnastics podcast in the galaxy. I'm Jessica, and here with Spencer from the Balance Beam Situation, and tonight's show is brought to you by Leanne Wong, bringing her own brand of coffee and her own branded cups to the arena for Betty Aquino, who's on the high performance lead. And I love this, and I asked Leanne about it because I was like, yes, you have the highest score. You're amazing, etc. How did you get your branded special coffee here? So, of course, she has her own shop at Congress. And she was like, oh, obviously, I'm going to sell bows and also sell my coffee. And so I will just, bring them over for everyone.
Sure.
Genius. I mean, I'm not sure coffee is a bribe and she doesn't need bribes, but wise is what I'm saying. Very wise.
When in doubt, bribe.
So, Spencer, shall we talk about the results?
Sure. I would love to talk about the results. So, as you mentioned in your intro, Hezly Rivera wins the all-around national champion. Leanne Wong, second all-around. Jos Robertson, third all-around. Didn't have quite as strong of a day today as day one. We'll talk a little bit about what happened, and I want to know what you got from the arena about Jos and what happened on floor and then going to vault. But I mean, I want to start with the routine of the day, which was Leanne Wong's chung to open the competition, because that was the big, in terms of a development, in terms of what we're thinking for a world's team, that was the biggest deal. Because as we were saying after day one, it was like, what event would Leanne be on the world's team as a medal contender for? And then she was like, here's a chung. And it was like, oh, it's vault. It's vault.
Yeah, obviously. So it was really exciting because first Jos did her chung in warm up, and then Leanne goes and does her chung in warm up. And I was like, oh my God, it's the United States of Amanar. No, it's the United States of chung. That's what's happening. And Jade
Sky Blakely, get it back.
Yeah.
Fresher, come on.
And Sky's is so beautiful. Oh my God. But I don't think she will. But also Jade Carey is here tonight. So I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't think Jade is going to suddenly come back in the next 7 weeks for Worlds. But, I was like, oh my God, there's so many possible chungs in the building. But so that was, I think, totally a game changer. Like when she stuck that, I was like, oh, okay. So Leanne's on tonight. She changed her floor again. I asked her about changing that floor pass. That second pass was giving her trouble, the 2.5. And she said that she prayed about it. And I was like, well, it was definitely meant to be, because if you had done that, like, then you might not have placed second, which I'm a little like, should you be second? But also I'm very happy for Hezly because, like, Hezly had an amazing
second versus first.
Yes. All around.
I felt like it was right. It's the 1-2 is right. I thought that was appropriate.
It's not really the 1-2, I have to say. It's more like Hezly's floor score, which is not about Hezly. It's about the judging of floor. So agree. that was really the thing. But it's like, I was like, oh, Leanne has decided. And also the thing is, I was like, Leanne, when did you decide to do this meet? And she's like, well, like a couple of weeks before Classic. I was like, well, let's see. And then I felt like I was ready. So, it wasn't like January. It was 4 or 5 weeks ago she decided she was going to do this and comes in second. Like, I just think we have to remember how amazing these athletes are and how incredible they are and how talented and capable. And also remember the days when they were like, you can't leave your hotel room. You're in hotel jail the whole time. And now they're like doing signings, running their own businesses during the competition. Like, these are the changes that we have now. Speaking of that, I also talked to Sky Blakely, and I talked to her. I did ask her, of course, what the change was between night one, which is a little shaky for her, and tonight. And she said, she like talked to her family. She let them, like she she prayed and read her Bible verses. And then I was like, so it wasn't like you didn't go like on a vampire tour or have some alligator meat, nothing like that. And she was like, and she
And she
said,
was like, this
no.
is a normal question. Yes, thank you.
She said, no, but she did have an amazing meal the night before. And spent time with her family. So I was like, okay. But who did go on a vampire haunted tour?
Ooh.
The WCC gymnasts after
Oh,
night
okay.
one.
So that was relevant.
That is relevant.
We're just coming up with it out of nowhere.
No, it's a big thing here. And so I love that there was a, cultural part of the experience. The WCC gymnasts didn't just have the Starry Night leotard design on night one. They also did it's very cultural. A vampire haunted ghost tour is an important cultural part of New Orleans. So I also talked to Sky about, I asked her if she had talked specifically to the selection committee and to the high performance leads. So that's the Trident. That's Alicia, and you know who they are, Spencer. But in case
Chelsea and
this is
Betty,
the first time, yes, you're listening. Alicia and Chelsea and Betty. Did she approach them about, is there a possibility if I can only do 2 events for now about making the team? And she said, yeah, that she did specifically talk to them, and she wanted to know if that was a possibility and what she should do. And I asked if that was something new for her. And she said, yeah, like as I've matured and gotten older, like I have confidence to just ask the questions that I want to know. And I also just feel like there is such a, I keep talking about this shift in culture, and I know it's not perfect and I know there's still problems, but the athletes are going directly to the high performance coordinators and asking them questions. Is this a possibility? How do I do it? And then the high performance leads are actually giving them real answers that are legit. And then they also are all balancing on the beam together in high heels. Did you see this?
I did not see this.
Oh, Spencer.
Oh, no, I know.
There's like a meme thing going around. I don't know who started it, but basically you like cross one leg and in high heels and balance on something. And so they all did it on beam before the juniors started, and the juniors were all like giggling and taking pictures of it. And I'm like, yes, this is the culture we want. This should be fun. They gave the gymnasts beads to throw out after they were announced. Then they went and threw beads at the crowd before they went to the event. Marta would never allow this. She would have just burst into a cloud of smoke. So it's really nice to see that. The other question that we had from night one, I got an answer to about whether or not the high performance ladies have told the junior athletes who are on the junior Pan Am Games team, if they suggested that they should not do all around both nights here because they're leaving in like 5 days for that meet. And yes, they did tell them, like, we would like you to not kill yourself on the hard. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah,
but that's another like really good cultural change. And I'm reflecting on all of this because there was a special like goodbye ceremony to Lily because this is her last championships, and she's leaving USAG in December. And I might have, despite myself, like gotten a little teary about it because it's not like just remember how horrible it was, remember how awful it was, and now like the Martas are doing goofy stuff on beam before the meet, and the gymnasts are throwing stuff out and having direct conversations with people. Like it's so different. Like the whole feeling on the floor is so different. So even though this was kind of a weird championships because it was sort of like who's next, who's coming, like what's going to happen, the vibe was good.
What was the vibe like audience wise? Did you feel it?
Well, there was nobody there. So
there was nobody there. So the vibe was nobody there.
I mean, the people that were there were very committed and very, very excited about gymnastics. Like when Tiana did her double layout to split jump to the moon, the crowd went crazy. And I was like, oh, this is great. I loved it. So even though there weren't a lot of people there, they were super into it. So that was nice. Yeah.
Okay, I also wanted to ask about Jos Robertson. So she did floor, struggled more with her landings and had a couple short landings today, and then went and got her ankle wrapped, and then was kind of late to come out to vault. So I wanted to know what you saw or heard afterward.
Yeah. So, yeah, she said, I talked to her after and she said that, her technique was bad on floor and this is why she had the bad landings. And I was like, well, that's very gymnast of you. She wasn't like, I'm tired because we know she's not tired because she's doing Jordan Weber floor
She's like, how
conditioning.
dare you even think that it was an
Right.
endurance issue?
It's not an endurance issue. And she's like, this ankle's like always a little, it's just there, it's
Mhm.
not perfect because she heard it, at Worlds a couple of years ago. But she said, the thing that we saw was like she kept doing like a thumbs up and then thumbs down on vault and like kind of testing and running down the vault runway. And we were like, it's not normal to see a gymnast directly communicate with the head table on an apparatus. Like, and so what she was asking, so I asked them what was happening and then I asked
Mhm.
her as well. And so she said, she was late to her warm up. And she, every gymnast gets 2 vaults to warm up. So she was going to be out of order. And then she was making sure that she could still do her warm up, even though everybody else was done.
Mhm.
And they, of course, were like, yes, safety first, test it out. We don't want you to vault cold, all the things that are healthy and good for gymnasts and like progress. So that was another like super positive thing, which should just be normal, but it's gymnastics. So if anyone
So
is
how dare you imply it would possibly be normal?
so if anyone's doing something remotely positive and healthy, it's shocking to me and I want to cry about it. So yeah. And then I don't know if you saw that Nola won Miss Congeniality again, which
Great.
is
Yeah.
also, oh my God, I literally jumped out of my seat when did I tell you this? When Jos did her chung and Nola yelled so loud it made me jump.
Mhm. And this was in warm-ups because
In
she did not
warm-ups.
end up doing a chung in
In
competition
the
after
competition.
in the competition. How
Yeah.
did it look in the warm-up though?
It looked okay. Like it was a little
Uh-huh.
messy, but it was like I was like, oh, this is safe. She's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then like, Leanne tried like 3 in warm-ups and one of them was like she clearly was fine and gonna make it. But when you're doing when you're
When I'm doing it
21,
in my chung?
when you're 21 and you're doing your chung and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm absolutely not going to stick anything until I have to because it
Mhm.
hurts. So you roll out. So that's what
Yeah.
she did, which is wise. Um, yeah. What do you think of the results overall?
In terms of accuracy or just like what it means?
And not an accuracy of scoring, but in order of is this the right people who should be in basically the people are going to go to camp, go to the world camp. Like I
Mhm.
think Hezly did have the best meet.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think she had the best meet. Well, I mean, execution-wise, like in terms of hitting to your absolute potential, I think Leanne had the best meet, but Hezly has bigger D scores. So yes, Hezly had the best meet. Who did the best with what they were performing? Leanne.
Yeah. Leanne did amazing. And also like Sky today, I was like, okay, so this is the thing because I'm thinking not about, it's amazing to have a new national champion. I'm so stoked for Hezly. Her gymnastics was beautiful. She looks happy. And Anna, I talked to Anna at Woga,
Mhm.
and she did get a super fast overnight order from Amazon and ordered the big long winter jackets.
Oh, so that was like a
It was
a last minute
yes.
jacket.
I was like, "Did you have to go shopping? Where'd you find it?" She's like, "Amazon came through." So she ordered 2 different colors. So this
This was
this
very important.
she wasn't gonna make them just wear brown. They had
Mhm.
options apparently.
Mhm.
But yeah, thank God. They went full Chinese gymnasts and had the floor length quilted winter
Correct.
coats for
Yes.
in case you're in Norway or in
On the
Louisiana in an arena. Yeah. Um, but yeah,
Yes, anyway, the top 10 all around and Sky were the ones added to the national team. So the minimum requirement was top 8 all around automatically made it. So then they added Sky and then 9, 10 all around, which was Tiana Sumanasakura and Claire Pease, both of whom, yeah, you want them at the selection competition. You want them to be part of it. So I think that makes sense.
what did you think of Jayla Hang's performance today?
Oh, huge improvement.
Mhm.
Most improved for day 2. That was very strong. And she, she's not doing everything she can do on bars here, so there's downgrades there, but her day 2 all around was 55.4, which is in around what she was doing at Pan Am's when she had a really good competition. So I think that is, that's a solid recovery from a huge struggle on day 1.
Yep. And just we keep talking about these scores and who's like in range for doing something at World Championships. And so 14.6 is the highest score so far in vault. And on bars, it's if you're not in the upper 14s, there's no chance. Same with beam. You need to be like 14.7 minimum, like kind of to be up there. And then floor, you can be in the mid 14s. But like when I think of who should be invited,
even low 14s is a medal score right now on floor.
14.1, 3.3, 14.5, 14.5. That's true. So in terms of, so you want Sky and Leanne, you absolutely want. And then there's a couple people that it's like, and Hezly, and then you have some like, well, who's going to be up there and be able to hit consistently at selection camp?
Mm-hmm. And I think like if you were picking the world's team today, after watching today's competition, it would pretty clearly be Hezly Rivera, Leanne Wong, Jos Robertson, Sky Blakely. After you watch today's competition, this is not the selection competition, so things can change. Jayla Hang could show up day 1 of selection camp and win the all around and get an automatic spot on the world's team. Like that's very, very possible. So you're not locked into anything, but if you were picking right now, that's kind of what I would do.
Yep. And I feel like Sky is on the team and Leanne's on the team unless like they both don't hit any.
Yeah, if they don't, I think they still have to. I think everyone still has to hit at the selection competition. I don't think they're gonna put some like if Sky falls on every routine at the selection competition, I don't think they're putting her on the team, even though I still would, because look at the potential,
right?
The composition, but I don't think they would.
Yeah. Okay. We are, I want to tell you guys about, there's so much more to tell you about, and I have men's stuff to tell you about.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, last night, men's was insane. And when we do our full recap episode on Tuesday, we will go through and talk about men's as well. And there's some opportunities for comedy we have to talk about here. But before we get into the extended part of the episode for our Club Gym Nerd members, who are the ones that pay for our bills, that help us get to Jakarta for World Championships, that we do an podcast that's a live Q&A every single week for them, and answer questions about the code, about Spencer's personal life, about all that stuff. They also get like discounts on stuff and first dibs on things, like first dibs on the live show, which we had with Morgan Hurd yesterday, and it was so fun. Factory is going to put a questions of the Shenikova sisters came, and of course, like Morgan just ran and sat on their laps before the show started. Her Slava was there, her coach, who was there, and he didn't know some of the stories that she told. And there was some stories about some thievery going on, you might say. I don't think it was thievery, but there was like, apparently Morgan was the one you dare if you want something. There were some unallowed pets situations. There was some escaping there was a lot of things about roofs. And I was like, oh my God, are you not afraid of heights? And she was like, oh, it's not big a deal. Anyway, we got lots of shenanigans that happened at meets stories. And we got to every single question that was submitted on the online and in person. And she put the microphone up to her elbow.
I did hear that. Yes.
Yeah.
That came through loud and clear.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the live show?
I thought Morgan and Alana Shenikova's performance in the game at the beginning was hilarious. It's very interesting what gymnasts know and don't, and what's easy for them and not, versus like us. Passing on FIG is funny to me. And being like, oh no, I can't give that clue. I don't know what that is. That was good stuff.
Yep. They played against like two, normals from the audience, a couple, which is always extra funny when couples play. Tested this when we had a married couple play, and it was also, oh my God, it was so good. So I love that they played it. And Morgan was like, there's a game? And like what she was really saying was, I can win at something. Was her? This is how I translated it.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that part too. So you guys can still can get a ticket with the replay if you haven't watched yet. That'll be available for a while. And if you have any troubles, remember if your ticket doesn't come and it doesn't say, hey, here's your ticket. It says enter
event.
Enter event. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that is how you know that you have your live show ticket. Just click on that and you can get in. So, but if you need help, customer service at GymCastic.com. And thanks to everybody who came and got a ticket, because this helps us, pay our way to the World Championships, which are halfway around the world, which are not cheap to get to. So we appreciate you all so much. And now we're going to tell some behind the scenes stories for our Club Gym Nerds members. So we'll see everybody else on Tuesday when we do our recap podcast. Thanks for listening.